Choosing revelation over revenge. When someone hurts you, a loud voice inside may call for payback. It feels strong. It feels fair. That voice asks for revenge. It wants to prove a wrong. It wants the other person to lose. It wants them to feel the same sting you feel. But there is another way. It is quiet. It is steady. It grows within you, like a deep and certain root. This way is called revelation over revenge. It is a choice to turn inward, honoring the deepest, wisest part of you. In the midst of the storm, there is a quiet center. This is the awakened self, your inner observer. It is a part of you that is always present, always calm, a steadfast anchor when the world feels chaotic and hostile. This observer is not a judge, nor is it a critic. It is a compassionate witness to your experience, a source of profound strength that cannot be touched by outside forces. It watches your thoughts and feelings as they arise. When a sudden message appears, designed to provoke, or when you stumble upon a smear post that twists reality, the observer notices. It sees the flash of heat, the tightening in your chest, the racing thoughts that scream injustice and betrayal. It watches, without judgment, as the mind begins to spin, replaying conversations, trying to make sense of the senseless. This is the silent observer within. It is the space between the trigger and your response. It notices the surge of anger, without becoming the anger. It allows you to label the feeling. This is anger. This is a physiological response to a threat. It feels the sharp sting of fear when you are being monitored or triangulated. But it reminds you that you are more than the fear. You are the one who is aware of the fear. It feels the ache of sadness from the gaslighting, the profound grief of the betrayal, without drowning in it. It holds space for your pain, acknowledging its validity. When your reality is questioned, the observer stands firm. It whispers, "I know what I experienced. My perception is valid." It asks loving questions. What do I need right now to feel safe? What is one small step I can take to honor my well-being? You are more than your hurt, more than the betrayal, more than the story they are trying to write for you. Your spirit is vast, timeless, whole. It cannot be diminished by their actions or their words. The awakened self is your greatest ally in navigating coordinated harassment. It creates a sacred space between feeling and reaction. This is the power of the pause. In that moment, you reclaim your agency. In that space, you find freedom. Freedom from the compulsive need to defend, to explain, to engage. It slows everything down. It invites you to breathe. In for 4 counts, and out for 4 counts. Feel your feet on the floor. Name 5 things you can see in the room. This is grounding. This is returning to the safety of the present moment. It lets you breathe before you speak, before you type, before you act. It lets you be kind to yourself first, validating your feelings before seeking validation from anyone else. From this place of inner stability, you can choose your next move with clarity and intention, not from a place of reactivity. Your true power resides in this quiet, knowing, peaceful center of your being. It is your sanctuary, your guide, and your unshakable foundation for healing. Once you connect with your awakened self, the next practice is alignment. This isn't just a spiritual concept. It is a profound strategy for survival and healing, especially when facing the disorienting tactics of narcissistic abuse or organized harassment. Alignment means consciously choosing to live in a way that honors your deepest values, not to provoke you into chaos. So, what does this look like under pressure? It means defining your core values. Perhaps they are safety, dignity, truth, and peace, and using them as a compass for every decision. When you are being provoked, baited, or gaslit, the temptation is to react from a place of hurt and anger. But alignment asks you to pause. It asks, what action serves my long-term peace? What choice upholds my dignity? When your choices align with the person you are striving to be, a person of integrity and peace, a quiet harmony begins to settle within you. This is strength. This is control, not over them, but over yourself. If you value safety, an aligned action is to go no contact or low contact. It is to block numbers and profiles, to update your privacy settings, and to create a digital fortress that protects your energy. If you value truth, an aligned action is to document what is happening, not for them, but for you. Keep a private, dated log. This practice validates your reality when others are trying to distort it. It is a testament to your own sanity. If you value connection, An aligned action is to confide in trusted allies, to seek out a trauma-informed therapist, or to find a support group where your experiences are understood. Let your outer world, your relationships, your online spaces, your daily routines, reflect the inner world of peace and safety you are building. It is crucial to understand that the desire for revenge, while completely natural, throws us out of alignment. Abusers and harassers often want you to retaliate. They want to push you into acting in a way that makes you look unstable, to create proof for their smear campaigns. Revenge offers a short, intense, and ultimately hollow thrill. It depletes your precious energy and keeps you tethered to their toxic dynamic. It rarely matches the self you are nurturing, a self that seeks genuine peace, authentic connection, and enduring grace. Alignment, on the other hand, is the long game. It chooses what will feel right and empowering months from now, not just in this heated moment. When you feel that surge of anger, that deep injustice, breathe. The kindest act is not to engage, but to protect your own spirit. Let the provocation go, not because you condone their behavior, but because you refuse to let it poison you. Stay in your own peace. Do not let another person, whether it's the abuser or one of their proxies, dictate your inner state. Your peace is your power, and it is yours to protect. Remember, this is a practice, not a standard of perfection. There will be days you react. On those days, offer yourself compassion and gently guide yourself back to your center. You are unlearning deep patterns of reaction while under immense stress. Be patient with yourself. Each aligned action, every ignored message, every blocked account, every moment you choose a walk in nature over scrolling their feed is a powerful declaration. It tells the universe, and most importantly, it tells you, who you are choosing to become. Someone who is grounded, resilient, and free. A major source of pain is trying to control what we cannot. This is a universal truth, but it becomes a profound and exhausting battle when you are navigating the disorienting world of narcissistic abuse or organized harassment. You find yourself caught in a desperate loop, believing that if you could just find the right words, the perfect evidence, or the one person who will finally listen, you could make it all stop. You yearn to control the narrative, to correct the lies of a smear campaign, to force the abuser to see the devastation they've caused. We try to control what others think and do, especially those who have been influenced by the abuser's narrative or who participate in the harassment. We exhaust ourselves trying to convince them of our reality, presenting facts against their distorted fiction. We try to force them to see our truth, to admit they were wrong. We replay conversations, draft messages, and hold imaginary arguments, all in an attempt to break through their denial. We crave the validation of an apology, the one we feel we so deeply deserve for the harm inflicted upon us. We believe that this apology holds the key to our healing, that their admission of guilt will finally allow us to move forward. But this is a trap. It places the power over our peace directly into the hands of those who have already proven they are not safe keepers of it. Control collapse is the moment of profound, often painful realization that you cannot do any of these things. You cannot force empathy where there is none. You cannot reason with a coordinated campaign of irrational hatred. You cannot make someone value your well-being when their actions are designed to destroy it. You only control your response. This isn't a statement of defeat. It is the reclaiming of your power. It is the pivot from an external battle you cannot win to an internal sanctuary you can always fortify. Trying to control an abuser or a group of harassers makes you feel utterly powerless. Every failed attempt reinforces their control over your emotional state, keeping you tethered to their chaos and draining your precious life force. Don't give them the keys to your happiness. Don't give them the password to your peace of mind. Untie your well-being from someone else's behavior. This is a conscious, deliberate act. It means choosing to stop the compulsive monitoring of their social media. It means turning off notifications that jolt your nervous system. Letting go is how you take your power back. It's not passive surrender, it is strategic action. This is where you focus on what you control, your safety plan, your digital hygiene. You update passwords, enable two-factor authentication, and meticulously review app permissions. You document incidents calmly and factually, not for their validation, but for your own records and potential future action. Your peace is no longer up for negotiation. It is a non-negotiable boundary that you, and only you, have the authority to set and enforce. It doesn't depend on their journey of accountability, which may never begin. Your healing is your own sacred path. Redirect the vast energy you were spending on them and pour it back into yourself. Reinvest it into a meaningful life filled with your own joy, your own purpose, and your own acts of service. Reconnect with hobbies, nature, and people who nourish your spirit, not drain it. This is where you find true freedom. Not in changing them, but in liberating yourself from the need for them to change. Spiritual alchemy turns pain into purpose. You transform darkness into wisdom, compassion, strength. Not pretending it didn't happen, changing its meaning and power. This work is slow. It takes courage and patience. Failure becomes a turning point. How to choose revelation in the moment. Step 1. Pause and breathe. Inhale 4, exhale 4, repeat. Step 2. Name the feeling. Naming calms the surge. Step 3. Choose one small, aligned action. Exit the heat, write privately, or take a mindful walk. Begin days in silence. Name your values. Peace, patience, grace. Healing is not proving them wrong. It's becoming so whole their actions lose power. Your well-being depends only on you. Choose revelation over revenge.